Well, welcome back to the Timeline Ranch. It's a beautiful morning. Today's the day we're going to put some fish in this pond. They're small fish. Fathead minnows is what I'm planning on, introducing to this little ecosystem first to get a food chain established. And I'm hoping that the pond doesn't go dry again because I will lose them at that point. But I'm also raising some more at the house as a backup plan. Wasn't too much of an investment. It was about $80, two-door shipment of them. I kept them at the house for about 2 weeks and brought about half of them out here and the other half still at the house. So let's take a look at the fish real quick, if they'll show themselves. So this is their little travel container on the way out here. I should have fashioned a lid for it. I had the water down about this level and they rode quite well until I got to the 30 miles of gravel roads, which are quite rough. And with the weight of that trailer on there, basically the leaf springs on the truck are sitting on the relief points, so there's not much suspension. Let's just say most of the water was in the floorboard along with the azolla. Took some water out of the pond last night and put it in here to make up, for the water that was sloshed out of it. And the fish seem to be doing all right, luckily. I was hoping there wasn't going to be a shock factor in it. This green you see floating in here is azolla. This is azolla folliculoides. So when I started investigating which azolla I wanted to put in the pond, I was mainly looking at factors for the environment, such as temperatures and extremes of that sense. I decided to go with azolla folliculoides because it is the most cold tolerant of them. It'll still show stress during the heat of the summer where it gets a redding to it, but it'll bounce back. The cold is what'll kill it and stop them from growing completely. I'd looked into this area to see, what azolla was native to this area or closest to this area, and that was azolla mexicana. It just doesn't take the cold as well, so I decided to go with this one. Also, the azolla mexicana is not very easy to locate. This one's fairly readily available on Amazon or pretty much anywhere online. Azolla is an interesting plant. So in ponds that it's in, it can lower evaporation by 15% because it shades the water, which keeps the sun off of it, so it's not agitating the molecules and making them easier to break apart, to evaporate. It also blocks a portion of the wind that's going to hit the water. On the bottom side of it, it has hollow tube-like structures that have developed over millions of years to house a cyanobacterium called Anabaena azollae. And it is beneficial for the azolla in the fact that it can pull nitrogen out of the air and convert it to ammonia for basically natural fertilizer for the azolla. In return, the azolla provides a home for the bacterium and sugars for it to thrive. The spores of the azolla, because this is a fern, actually contain some of the Anabaena azollae cyanobacterium, which is not very common. Usually the bacteria finds its host plant later. These are actually basically born with it already on them. So that's another interesting fact. It's very high in protein and other vitamins and minerals. It also helps with the water quality. It pulls out the excess nutrients, which will cut down on the chances of an algae bloom, which could cause a oxygen shortage to kill off the fish. The fish can't eat it. You can use this as green manure as well because it's very high in nitrogen. That was acquired through the air from the cyanobacterium. It's very beneficial. As a human, you can eat it as well if you wash it in the water body that's in. It's fairly clean. Normally, this isn't the strain that's eaten by people, though. Azolla carolina is the choice for that one. This also isn't the strain that's normally used, to grow for animal feed substitute. You can substitute up to 80% of your animal feed with azolla in dry form or wet if they'll eat it that way. You can see the fathead minnows coming up to the top a little bit. Yeah, it's a very beneficial fern for your water. I think it's the best choice for the ranch. I looked at some other ones. Azolla panini was another one. That's the one that's grown for animal fodder mainly. but it's warmer climates. It cannot take the cold. It will die back and basically have to start all over again each season. This azolla folliculoides has been seen growing under a thin ice layer, so it can take the cold out here. It'll take the heat too. You know, there may be some areas that die off completely, but I'm not worried about that. It'll just sink to the bottom and turn into some more good organic material for soil, you know, pond muck soil, which I've already got a good batch of new pond muck in here now. Well, let me go ahead and introduce the fish and the azolla to the pond. We'll check the water temperature just to make sure we're within a few degrees. Looks like we're sitting at about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And let's see what our pond water temperature is. Let's see all this nice pond muck here. All that organic material broke down by the bacteria, the anaerobic bacteria in the pond. Let's see what we're sitting at. Looks pretty close. I think we can introduce them. Of course, the fish and the azolla are going to disappear in the vastness of this pond compared to where they are right now. Hopefully we'll see some later on future trips. Well, they're off. Kind of interesting to see how they do. There's a lot of water bugs in here. I know they'll eat them. Hopefully this azolla will start reproducing. That'll give them a little bit more plant matter to go after. They were eating it quite heavily in their little enclosure, that 75-gallon stock tank that I had them in. Of course, it was twice as many fathead minnows as what I just released into the pond. I didn't want to, you know, put all my eggs in one basket though. Have to buy them again later. Hopefully the azolla likes this water as well. I'm sure it will. It's got quite a bit of salt in it though. I'm hoping the fish fare well in that environment as well. The little ecosystem starting to take off over here. Got a nice little batch of those migratory finches around, enjoying this body of water here. Still need to get this pond down a lot deeper. It needs to be 25 feet. That's the magic number that I have in my head. You'll make it about 2.5 years with no rain at 25 feet. And it's highly unlikely to get that long of a span with no rain. It's possible. Of course, anything's possible. But I think that'll put us in a pretty good position. And then once I have, you know, multiple ponds on the property, I could always have the option to transfer water down to at least have a couple ponds that, you know, stay through the drought with water, even if all of them don't. So I do have a few other things we're going to introduce to the pond this trip. One name they're called is triop. They're also called dinosaur shrimp or tadpole shrimp. They're an ancient looking little creature, and they are fairly ancient. They eat different plant matter in the pond, help break down that process. They're found in rice fields quite often. They're considered a nuisance in the early sprout stage of the rice, and then actually beneficial later on because they help cull out other plants that are trying to grow around the rice. They do stir up the water, the sediment in the water a bit. The fathead minnows will eat them if they find them, so I don't know how long they'll last in here, but I'm going to give them a try. Also going to introduce fairy shrimp, which is another little creature that you find in temporary water bodies that don't normally have a fish population. So we're going to see how those do, or if there's any signs of them when I come back next. Next trip I'll be out in May, which is about 2 months from now. We'll see if we can see any signs of fathead minnows or triops or fairy shrimp. And azolla, that's another one I'd really like to see how that does out here. It should do pretty good in this water. We'll see. Well, I'm looking forward to the next trip out to see how the fathead minnows are doing, or if I can see any signs of them, along with the azolla and the triops, along with the fairy shrimp. We'll see how they all do, and see how the palm trees and the other mulberries that I planted are doing and everything else. Well, if you like what I'm doing out here and you want to help speed this project up, there's a few ways to do that in the description. Buy me coffee's one. There's also Amazon. Every little bit will get me closer to being out here full time, making this project go a lot faster. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.
2, 3.
I told you it was cold. You don't want to listen.
Get me back!
That was your choice, buddy. I told you it was cold.
I want to go back! It's fun!
Yeah, you're getting all muddy.
Get me out!
There's, hold on. Here.
Get me out! Get me out!
Here, blow.
Get me out!
You gotta get yourself out. I'm not getting you out.
Why?
I told you not to jump in. You gotta go to get the boat. Get back in on the boat.
Okay.